Ha. All right. They
Mm,
go for a tusk themselves. All right. What am I
yes.
missing about this hero?
About the Tusk, well, the combination plays mostly, I think. This is definitely a combination lane here, so they're threatening to move the Ember Spirit
10
to
seconds
the side
remaining.
lane, possibly. Because an Ember Spirit Tusk lane, if you get a charge on someone,
5
and
seconds
then,
remaining.
with the Flame Guard as well as the tag team from Tusk, there's no surviving that.
I would be very surprised though if Quinn's not playing this Ember. Like I feel like that's one of the heroes that you plop in the mid lane, you give it to Quinn, you say, "All right, good luck, have fun,
Yep.
enjoy your
Enemies
lane."
return to
And
battle.
it's you could definitely do that, but it's oh, okay. So did they think this life stealer was coming as an anticipation pick?
Possibly, they do
Tusk
like
is
life
definitely
stealer.
good. Tusk is very good
Radiant
versus
team
Nyx.
ban.
Oh, he goes on somebody, you snowball them in. Oh, he tries to TP out while raged, you punch him.
Yeah.
It's hmm.
I guess it's a little bit easier though. I'm sure they assume that the Venomancer is going to be in the
Enemies return to ban.
lane against the Life Stealer.
Radiant
I believe
team
that's going
ban.
to be Lelis playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So this at least gives them the option of being able to, try to hit things and get away a little bit easier. But like you said, the Tusk is going to cause problems. I do believe, though, the Tusk will probably be a 5. I want to say he's going to be a 5. Elder Titan's going to be the 4.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds
So the
remaining.
lane when you've got an Elder Titan and a Venomancer, it's not a fun lane, but it is a
Infamous
little bit
turn
easier
to
to deal with
ban.
if you're a life stealer, considering everything else that they took out of the pool, right? There's not many options that make this easy, and
Yep.
Pakaza is going to struggle, unfortunately, with this. So we've got Faker's hero, we've got Pakaza's hero. We still need a hero for Papita. And they have too many, like you can't have long channeled spells here in
10
this particular
seconds
situation.
remaining.
You've got the Earth Splitter, you've got the Walrus Punch,
5
you've got so many
seconds
things that go through
remaining.
BKB or
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln's. And like I
Also,
said, the axe
Beastmaster
would
has
be
been
too
taken out.
difficult because it's going to get canceled by the Venomancer.
I'm trying to see
What's
what else they have been running, but most of the options are just down.
could run like maybe a Tide Hunter, but I don't really love that. Centaur would allow you to disengage possibly, but if you're stomped, it's not going to matter. Beastmaster was taken out like almost immediately. I don't know what
Radiant
the
team
Pepita
ban.
hero is. I go for the Sand King. I'm
Sand King.
not crazy about this
Yeah, I
personally.
mentally struck it from the list just because of the amount of times that you're going to get your Blink Dagger cancelled by the Venomancer.
Mm-hmm.
But if your goal is to just, get to fight, you get level 6, you go
10
and do stuff,
seconds
then yeah,
remaining.
sure. Infamous, if you go purely by what happened in
5
the last
seconds
game, then what
remaining.
Infamous needs to do is just survive the transition out of the laning stage, and they're already doing better than the previous time. And sometimes you gotta set
You
your
may
goals
now
like that. If
select
that's what
your
they're doing,
heroes.
then this is one of the heroes, but oh, anti-mage.
That's you are anti-mage. This game got very difficult for Infamous. It was already starting to look difficult, but with that pickup and with the it's like micro lockdown, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be
Yes.
hard.
So the Sand King at the very least can escape from the Tusk, but it does mean that he's going to have to keep his mana up. And that in turn is something that, versus the anti-mage, sometimes you say, fine, burn my mana, I'm not gonna get any new stuff. Now you don't deal damage against me anymore. We're both gonna sit here and last hit, except I have, as the Sand King, Caustic Finale, which you are not gonna like. But he is forced to deal with that Tusk as well, so we're going to see some Sentry Wars, I'm sure, and we're going to see Papita keep some mangoes on hand to quickly pop and get out of those shards if necessary.
I was about to say, looks like mangoes on the menus, boys. Gotta be carrying a lot of those because you don't want to be caught without any mana here.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the fact that they pick these supports that are going to be able to rotate, right? So you can try to rotate over
Yes.
onto the Ember Spirit. Again, if Quinn's having a good game, you're in trouble because he is the space maker. He's going to be the one. Lelis is going to be focusing on just making sure he's taking towers, putting pressure into the lane, but Quinn is going to be the one that's going to be really keeping that tempo. And we saw what he was like in the last game with the Void Spirit. Anytime that he has an opening, he's going to TP in. And again, he's on a very mobile hero. He's just going to be
Mm-hmm.
constantly going for the juggler, Did I say juggler? Jugular. I can talk. I can speak. It's fine. See, this is bad. You can actually speak. Usually, you know, Jenkins would have been like, "No, you're right." He'd just be like, "Yeah, you're totally pronouncing that right." But he is going to be so hyper aggressive, and it is going to be very difficult for them to keep up. So they need to be ganking him. They need to be putting pressure on his lane. Lifestealer, luckily, one of those heroes that you can kind of leave alone for a brief period of time, as long as you know where everyone else is. So.
Yep, he definitely has the sustain to pull it off. You can park a lifestealer under a tower, and as long as he plays it carefully, especially in this case where, you know, the things that are going to come at him are going to be very telegraphed, whether it's a Tusk Snowball or, you know, an Elder Titan Echo Stomp, you can always raid your way out of those. So he's going to be fine. But
that's very important during the laning stages, that he does have people who are going to be able to rotate out, and he's still going to be pretty safe. After that, though, you know, like we said, the Tusk. Laugh at him when he tries to TP rage out.
let's see.
Friends, let us skirmish.
There's some old chat going on. Are you okay?
That's what Tusk says, right? That's one of his voice lines?
Yeah. And then Infamous answered with, "Are you okay?"
See you later, nerds.
Another little pause here.
Pretty normal. I'm sure they're just checking their pings and whatnot. Infamous, of course, playing from Peru. They're usually used to playing on US East. Most of these teams will play most of their matches in pubs there, but could also be for Lelis, too. Lelis is playing from Brazil, and that can be a bit rough. I like the little picture they're drawing over there. Oh, man, you missed it. One of the games, Lelis disconnected and accidentally abandoned the game.
Yes, I heard about
What a
that, and I
nightmare.
saw the Cinderin reproduction of that bug as well.
Yikes.
I'm very glad that Sin performs those little checks for the community. No, Cinderin was also very mad about that bug. Yeah, there is a possibility that he did it without accidentally disconnecting, and that it was a bug clicking the button for him, basically.
Yeah.
Friends, let us skirmish.
All right.
So, rotations into mid. Both of these supports can absolutely leave their lane on the side of Infamous, but that means that they need to set up good vision, and especially if you want to Mirana rotate, you need vision right where SVG is right now. And I don't think Infamous are going to get away with planting any wards right now. They don't even have any on them. Well, that's a good way to not get caught warding.
Yes, it is.
There is nothing that can stop.
And I'm sure that he's going to realize that Michael's going to make a rotation. There's no way that he
30 seconds.
Oh yeah, of course.
doesn't here. Quinn just checking out to see what the ward situation is. Oh, Excel going to walk right into everyone. Arrow coming through. Nice save, though, coming up from Pepita. Turn back around over onto SVG, but he's very tanky, and they don't have anything else to follow up. Now, Pepita's not going to have mana for this lane. Doesn't have any sort of mana regen either. Still scuffling back and forth here. You are just chipping away. In comes Faker, though. He's going to join into the fight. He has that little bit of cold snap. Looks like they're still going to be able to go and get themselves these 2 runes. And Lela's facing off with Pakaz here.
Yeah, Pakaz. Look at that. He doesn't want to give him either of the runes.
No, but he's also... he's got to figure out what he's doing here because Tusk is coming.
What a player. Keeping them busy until the absolute last second.
I mean, he was doing a decent amount of damage to Lelis here, so... Makes sense.
Just horsing around.
A little bit more plays here being pushed over onto SVG. Michael, look at this. They're trying to make sure that they block off. The arrow's already been used, though. Pepita needs to be careful. It's running through this region. No mana again, like we said. Rough life for a Sand King.
At the very least, it is a position 5 Elder Titan though, and not a Tusk, so he can survive just by running away, as long as Michael's prepared to body block a bit for him. But, you know, that does hurt when SVG is hitting you with that really big stapler.
Just wait until he comes out with the ags and just starts punching everybody's face in.
Oh yeah,
such
I
a ridiculous
absolutely
axe.
love Elder Titan ags.
This feels like Pepita's not going to have any mana ever in the blink forward here.
Yes.
You are with the body block. It's going to be the first blood, though, going over to the side of MSS, and they'll follow up with a kill on Pepita in the bottom lane. And it looks like MSS, though, might get taken down, although they're clicking away. They're
Oh, he
kiting him
lives.
so well. This is looking like Excel's going to fall here. Alright, MSS gets himself a double kill. It's going to be some boots for this boy.
He will happily waste his salve for that, yes.
Pressure is on from Quincy Crew already.
And this basically guarantees that the Ogre will not feel safe to leave the top lane, so now it's up to the Morana. And up to SVG to keep an eye on her.
We'll be having their own
Quinn is
little
going
lane
really
battles.
hard on this Evoker, look at this.
He's got the tornado. Just Quinn being very aggressive. He knows that Faker can't do much against him at this point.
You don't want to use a tornado there when he doesn't have his flame guard on. In fact, there's no actual flame guard on Quinn, so you can be a little bit more liberal with it, but it also means that you lost one of the biggest tools in your toolbox.
Right. That means that he can just be aggressive right over again, too. Yeah, it doesn't feel like Infamous can make these rotations. I mean, maybe, you know, we are fairly early on, but it does feel like the pressure is being placed on Infamous here. Pakaz is just, you know, trying to fight through. He does have the rage, though. He's going to walk back, but not sure why he's being so aggressive when you consider the fact that Excel's not ready to be a part of this.
Force of habit? But
Possibly.
also, for example, by being so aggressive, you don't show that Excel is actually pulling behind you.
Card taken off there.
Kaz behaves until the very last moment as if his support can turn up at any second now. Any second now. You guys get back, just you wait. He's right here. It's one of the ways to get more out of a lane when you're outmatched anyway.
I
Yeah.
did nothing but
MSS is
myself
cleaning up the pool now.
gone.
Dire's structures are fortified.
At the very least, both of the side lanes are getting good CS out of this. Pepita has been having quite a decent time, and even if they're not actually stopping Yoar from farming,
Dire's
but
top tower
it is the Elder Titan who feels free to go to the mid lane.
Yeah, we've got a lot of movement right now. Lelis may be biting off a little bit more than he can chew. Might be able to go get a kill on the courier. So Excel's courier will go down the open wounds. Lelis looks like he's going to go down for this. And down he goes.
Definitely a better start for Infamous this time. All of these lanes can stand relatively well, and then of course you also have the Sand King. If you are not too dead set on getting aggressive with it early, and I do hope that Infamous isn't, then this is a really good tool to just defend towers with.
Oh, this is
without
looking like a
committing
dead you
very
are.
hard. Wow! Nicely done.
Maybe UR was thinking that they weren't going to get too aggressive, but his positioning just a little bit off enough so that way they could land the arrow and they could land some other spells here as well. Quinn? EMP is going to go off. No mana left for him. Baker's going to be breathing a little sigh of relief on that, but 5-minute runes have come up. Just grabbing up a couple of those.
And none left for Quinn either, as MSS finds out here. Excel has already sneaked that one away. Quinn has to go meet his courier. Pakaz just keeps playing as if there's a support sitting right behind him. I can see why everyone likes this guy.
Does have to be careful though. The shards make it very difficult for him to try and fight through. In fact, this is not looking great from Lo. Excel is here. They might be able to turn it around. He's got to be able to lifesteal fast enough, but he doesn't have it. His tag team is just too strong as Lelis and MSS now chasing after Excel. Excel's going the wrong way. Your tower's not this way, buddy. He's just trying to buy some more time, I guess. And again, Lelis gets himself that kill.
I think you could see it in the previous game as well, but Excel knows very well when he's dead, because that's the moment where he turns around and goes towards the enemy base. He does that extremely consistently.
Quinn just getting his level 6 here. He's gonna go for the Remnant forward, wants to get right behind Faker. They have the dust too, they're gonna make sure he cannot Ghost Walk away, but look at these Power Ranger TPs coming out. He'll turn it right back around again. MSS forced to run away. Quinn with the other Remnant trying to run out. Arrow not gonna be able to connect. So that's a big round of TPs coming out from the side of Infamous. Trying to keep Faker alive, but they don't end up doing much more than just keeping him from death here. I think they would have been happier if they could have gotten some sort of kill.
That would have been nice, but at the same time, this is already such an improvement over the previous time. And Quincy crew now know that they're sharp. They can't just run into Infamous's mid like they did last game. Quinn
Definitely
spent
playing it
most
a
of his
little
mana
bit
in double
smarter.
attempt.
Would have liked to see those ganks, but again, the side lane's not going super great for the side of Infamous early on, so... Excel's just gonna stare over here at MSS, throw out a Fire Blast, and maybe just die. Yeah, that's looking like what's gonna be the case. May I just get the bloodlust? You see my guys? Guys are like, excuse me, sir, before you die, may I have some bloodlust?
Yes. I see you're dead anyway. Give me the juice.
Give him the gamer juice. Alright, he does have to be careful here. Still have the shards. He's gonna go for the infest on the Cardi. Zip around a little bit. This is bad when your lifestealer is forced to live as a Cardi for the laning stage.
But at the very least, they can't dive him here without serious consequences. So we're either going to see action in a different lane to see if they can draw it there, or just they leave Lelis to farm up against Pakaz here and trust that they will have more tempo out of that move than Pakaz does.
I mean, they could just leave Lelis here and just let him siege. I mean, that's one of the perks of being this Venomancer. Masesta is still here. Nice Tornado, plus the EMP will make it so that he doesn't have much mana. Oh, he does manage to go roll away, so absolutely fine here. And this rotation from Faker, not doing much. It just feels like they're so defensive, Kips.
Yeah,
How you want to be playing this. Alright, Arrow, though, here into SVG with the Starstorm, plus the Sandstorm, all the storms. Down goes the Elder Titan.
They might just be more patient. It's hard to say, but at the very least, the previous game we saw that playing ball with Quincy crew was not the right idea. So I enjoyed this change of pace. And they are going to make those moves, especially when you bait them out like this, because you might have just killed Excel again, though.
I'm thinking so, yeah. There's just too much slow coming out from Lelis and MSS. Look at MSS, he's like, wait, we're not going on this? I would really like to get this kill, but Lelis says, no, man, be cool, chill. This does effectively push Pakaz out of the lane, and you're very happy about this if you are Quincy crew. And look at this, too. SVG invading the jungle. They'll go throw down some wards. Go for the rage immediately, though. The follow-up from Michael. Faker's here, too. There's going to be a snowball, dragging right back down again with that infest. Nice arrow coming out. We'll be able to find the kill on SVG, and now MSS forced to run away, as is Quinn. Quinn should have a better time of this, though. I don't believe they have any sort of a stun to go and stop MSS either, so the only one they lose is, of course, SVG.
The question is, did they recognize that that ward was being placed? Is that why Pakaz is moving right back up towards the lane again?
That might be the case.
I don't know.
There's a lot of heroes here, Quinn. I know
Alright.
you're feeling yourself, but be a little cautious. That cold snap is a little scary.
And Faker does have that urn ready,
Is an abomination.
thanks to the kills
Oh, he
over
wanted
in
that
his
rune.
own jungle. Well, your ward's gonna get one.
Yoar has nothing to fear, it feels. Yeah, he just sidesteps the arrow. Was probably hoping Sophia would open up the Burrow Strike first. But alright, maybe he's gone a little bit too far here, because with the cold snap and Faker showing up, there's no way he can get away. Top lane, again, Quinn is looking for some blood. Knows that they've already used the infest. Let's have a remnant up if he wants to try to zip back in. We'll find Excel. They've got the Echo Stomp available if they want. And looks like Excel just gives up on life.
He has been tanking so much of this heat for Pakaz. It's I mean, it's one of the problems with Pakaz over positioning all the time as well. There's no way for him to actually get out when, well, things like this happen and nobody can tank it for him. It's very lucky.
Quinn wants
There are no
this.
steering chains.
They don't have a way to cancel out that TP though right now, so looks like they'll back off. They'll go and maybe put some pressure on Pepita. They do have dust, so if they want to go for a bit of a dive here, they can. SPG making his way over, gonna tank some of the tower. Doesn't quite manage to get the dust off though onto the Sand King here. Quinn, body blocking a little bit, but again, they don't have the detection. They don't have a sentry ward. And Faker gets a kill on Yuar while all this is going down. So having this many heroes up here in the top lane, revealing a lot of information. Pepita channeling up the epicenter will go right back in over here onto Quinn. Quinn, he of course can just zip away. Faker TPing on in. They use the dust. They'll turn back around over onto Pepita, but with Faker here. Oh, the Echo Stomp comes out. It's beautiful from SPG. They'll just go and kill Faker, and MSS still alive and kicking here. We'll turn it over to Pepita, get the stun off, and down he goes. Beautiful play coming out from Quincy crew.
Infamous wanted to have their cake and eat it too, and that's not something you get away with when they're parked under your tower like this. It's good enough to just get the kill on bottom while you have all of the information of them coming top. It's the exact right way to handle that information that you didn't get in the previous game at all, because they were just too fast for you to do anything with it. Unfortunately, this TP to top also means that no extra pressure was put on this bottom tower. So it's up to Pakaz to see if he actually wants to hit this one more. But it's not as safe as it was before, because now they don't have any information on Quincy Crew's locations anymore.
I mean, Quinn is just gonna be everywhere at this point. Look at this, they scan, they know immediately. Where's Quinn? I think he's probably over. Yup. Nobody go up there.
Yep. Also noteworthy is that he is going for a Desolator build together with the Elder Titan. This means that basically anyone you go on... Oh, dear, Pepita.
They have the shards. Don't quite connect though. Looks like they're gonna try to invade the triangle a little bit too. Over on the side of Infamous. But now that they know that they're split up, they could potentially take a good fight here. You have to be able to lock down Quinn though. That's the tough thing about trying to get the kill on this guy. He has had no depths and has been very active in putting pressure on the map. Alright, Excel reveals himself. See him immediately running away. Doesn't have a lot of mana though. He's gonna switch over those mangoes since he did find a mango tree earlier. But just like that, it's over.
Yeah, that's all fine. Khal's got about half health on the tower at bottom. He's got Midas phase boots. He's feeling like he got away with that laning stage for sure.
Moonlight Shadow's gonna get committed. Looks like they're gonna be on the hunt. Checking out this triangle, figuring that, you know, Yuar's probably here, but he's actually bottom. And we'll see if they can make a wraparound play. No sentries available on the map right now, but they oh, there's one. They're hugging it too. Baker shows himself, throws open the tornado, doesn't quite manage to land it. Look at MSS, he just says, I don't want to be here anymore with the arrow, though he's going to try to
he should be.
a little bit, has the snowball. Goes right back in again on Michael, plus that walrus punch. They'll turn it right back around again, and it's looking like they're going to get themselves a double kill. Though the multicast coming through, plus the Echo Stomp. In comes Yuar, getting the kill. Nobody expects the anti-mage to gank and show up like that. But while this is going down, bottom lane, Lelis hugging the tower, putting down some of these wards, realizing that he has to leave now.
Not gonna lie though, it would have been very funny if Quinn died to the multicast right there. But not enough levels yet, no chance for a third, so he is just too tanky with the flame dart.
Arrow comes through. Last second though, Lela's gonna be able to sidestep. It has the dust, turns right back around. Doesn't realize that Faker's here though. The leap forward coming out from Michael, plus the EMP. MSS though, joining into the fight, has a snowball here with Quinn. Big walrus punch coming through. They'll just obliterate Faker. Now Excel's gonna get caught up here in the shards. Echo Stomp being thrown out by SPG. Couple of these slicings. Watch out for the arrow. They'll just dodge around it. Quinn still looking. He's trying to be patient. Doesn't want to go for a full-on dive just yet because the follow-up from Pepita can come through, and they don't have that arrow just yet, or else that could have been disastrous for Quinn. Echo Stomp coming out. They want this tower though, and they have the Cardi.
Infamous just needs to hang back. They've been playing so well, not falling for these over-aggressive plays, but now Pepita's going in.
Pepita whiffs.
Wow!
That's a feels bad. And look at all these wards too. It's just nasty. Poor Michael. Like, I'm trying to do it, guys. It's too hard. Tornado comes up, though. Nice Echo Stomp plus
Big
the
stomp.
Slight. And the roll in coming out from MSS plus the Splitter. Down goes Excel. They still have the vision on Marana. SVG chasing after. Not going to be able to quite close the gap as she's going to turn back around, get the bounty rune. This Poison Sting, though, might be enough to get the kill. And that's definitely enough as he just punches her in the face.
Infamous get to hold that middle tower, though. I think that overall they're pretty happy with that trade.
I would say so. Could have been worse.
Because flying in his armlet right now, he's going for a Desolator as well, but that is going to have to be the timing. And the War by that point will most likely have the Manta style. It's going to be close.
They have an invest bomb, so they're gonna go blow up Lelis if possible. The stomp, though, followed up with that snowball, buys a little bit more time. MSS, no mana left, though, and he's gonna get chewed away here. It's SVG now trying to run. They've got the tornado, not gonna be able to quite land it over onto SVG, but they're hot on his heels. The Sunstrike comes out, he walks right into it. Faker gets a double kill, and that's gonna open up this mid tower for the side of Infamous.
Very well done.
Radiant's middle
This is exactly what you want out of your first time armlet. 3 kills and potentially the mid tower as well. And this is going to put a stop into a lot of that tempo that Quincy Crew has been throwing in Famous's way. Just because this mid tower allows for such short avenues into the enemy side of the map as opposed to, well, any other object on the map basically.
You say that, but look at Yuar. He's found some stacks over here. He's farming up. He seems pretty okay with this.
Oh yeah, and Anti-Mage is fine with more dark space on the map. Like, he uses that like nobody else. The amount of split pushing that man can do, like, I mean, you can only rat once most of the towers are down.
True.
So, he is completely and utterly
Tornado.
fine.
They're looking like they want to try to land this over onto Quinn, but he's going to be able to dodge it immediately, though. Following up, there's a snowball over onto Mike. Perhaps MSS has gone a little bit too far, though. They throw it on the meatball. Lola's trying to get in position. They have the tag team. They have the Spirit Vessel. This is looking like a dead MSS. Nope. He's actually still alive for just a little bit longer. Ticking down to about 100. They don't have the Sunstrike, unfortunately. Not on target, anyways.
Lelis holding that mech, he really didn't want to have to use it. It's very close to the Greaves, by the way. This is going to be a hard hurdle to take for especially these infest bombs. So much harder to burst a target when suddenly you get a third of your health back.
It's close. Looks like they're gonna TP top, though. Maybe try to get the jump on Yawar, because he has been sticking around. There's the Moonlight Shadow on top of everything. Channeling up the epicenter, the blink forward with that. Can they finish him off? That's a dead Yawar.
Well, no mech over there.
No mech, but Faker is gonna run into the side of Quincy Crew. Taking a little bit of a nap. Quinn will collect. So what's the trade? But again, though, Quinn gonna try to fight through here with Bakaza. Looks like no, they get him with the snowball. They're gonna be able to keep him alive just a little bit longer. First splitter here as he zips out. Now Pepito left alone. He's taking too much damage. Bakaz can't seem to get enough lifesteal going on here. He's trying, but there's just too much. As Quinn zips right back in again. He sees Excel. He'd like that as well. Thank you very much.
Oof, that is because baiting his team into an engagement they sadly could not take. Most of their surprise factor being gone, Quincy Crew can play that one out, and they have the Poison Nova on everyone. That's not a feasible fight.
I think you take the kill on Yawar and you back off. I think that was a little too far. Too far.
I mean, you gotta think positive, right? But maybe not that positive.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You can be positive and also cautious at the same time. But the Desolator's now completed for Quinn. He's got a double damage bottled up. He's very happy. Manages to go get the slide off over onto Michael. Echo Stomp. This should be blood for the Blood God here. They'll just let MSS take it.
Look at the range on their engagement too. Quinn and SVG don't have to be anywhere near to do half of that Marana's HP and damage.
You know, it feels like Quincy Crew are firmly in the driver's seat right now, but it is only a 1k net worth lead going for Quincy at this time.
And the rhythm that we're going to follow now is going to go between these assassinations from Infamous, where they quickly blow up 1 and 2, and these steadier pressure plays from Quincy Crew, where they just move forward and see if they can catch someone with that enormous reach of them.
Oh, Quinn God zips on out. Saw it coming from a mile away, and it'll turn his attention over here to Pakaz, who is forced to go jump into a creep, but they're going to be able to blow it up, especially when Yawar shows up. All of a sudden, there's just 4 heroes in the mid lane. Pakaz trying to fight his way through, trying to man fight. He just cannot do it. They have too much damage and not enough life steal. They'll find Excel, they'll follow up, and this is still going to be a dead ogre, but they did manage to go and land the tornado.
Very unfortunate. If the side of Infamous succeed in that assassination on bot, you get more or less an equal trade there, but unfortunately Quinn gets out, and Pakaz bought that opportunity with his over positioning. He's like, hey, there's guys behind me, I swear, like he normally does. It's the only reason that Quinn is so far forward, but unfortunately as soon as Quinn gets out, they know that Pakaz is solo in the mid lane, and he needs to get out at that second.
Lella's gonna tank the arrow. They can't get over there in time. This is definitely going over to Quincy crew. No problem. Yawar's cleared the space. That's gonna be our first Roche of the game. But yeah, imagine how differently that goes if they manage to get the kill on Quinn. Kaz doesn't die there. Well, maybe he still dies there, but it takes longer.
yes, it does. For sure. He does have his own Desolator finish right now.
Just poking. I see Pakaz though. Look at Quinn. He wants this. Has managed to finish up the Desolator, and he's doing a decent amount of damage over here to Quinn, but the rest of the team, he's not there. Walrus Punch comes out, Yawar just goes and pops him. This tower belongs to Quincy.
Life Stealer into Dusk. It's just does not feel good, but at the same time, as we said all the way at the start of the draft, there are so few heroes that you can pick against that starting duel already and feel good. So yeah, this was one of the best options.
Alright, Quincy crew, we're all smoked up and looking to go somewhere. Excel, I'm sure you'd be happy if you got Excel if you're Infamous, but Michael also showing over here on the side. You've got Pepita. Got Faker. Remnant going forward, immediately finding them, followed up with a tornado though from Faker. The zip forward though, nice echo stomp. They go right to the back lines. They want to get rid of this Invoker and they'll be able to do it. And SVG, now they don't have a way to cancel. Oh no, they did. They canceled out that TP. They'll get the kill on Pepita as well. And they'll get a courier. Things are unraveling now for the side of Infamous.
I think Infamous need to start actually throwing single bodies at the problem as opposed to multiple and trying to get a skirmish out of them. Because once a Desolator was up on Quinn, there is no way to be safe from the damage. I talked before about the reach of that Ember Spirit plus the Elder Titan, but the added problem is that just the area that they cover together is too wide. If you skirmish with 3 people, they can still hit all 3 people at the same time unless you split really seriously. And that's just not... there is no way to fight like that. Not when you don't have any of those big area spells yourself. So yeah, it's assassinations or runaway.
Quinn has another double damage round. I know Quinn, he's gonna start to get a little greedy about kills, but no one else is showing, so he's being very relaxed. Cool, calm, and collected, if you will. But you can tell they're staging. They want to make something happen. And SVG has been so on point with all these echo stomps. Rage comes out from Pakaz.
Nothing touches the heart.
They're just taking over the side of the triangle. You've got Yawar very close nearby.
What's this? Infamous immediately smoked up. They're like, alright, they think we're not gonna go because we just used the Rage, but in fact he moved up the high ground where they had already secured a sentry. Now they smoked up, infest bomb. Oh, ships in the night.
They do have to worry about Yawar here. Maybe they can get a pick off on the anti-mage. That would be pretty good, but I think their smoke should be running out just about now. They have the Ghost Walk, though. I'm checking around the corners. Not finding anyone. Look at this. Yawar's like, well, my team's not here anymore. I'm going to be careful. Just, you know, clear up some creep waves as we go. How close are we now to this axe? Man, we are getting so close to that. Where this Elder Titan. I have seen SVG just punch everyone in the face. And okay, they see Michael. Dasher picked up on AM. So, just strolling on through. It's a stomp. They don't even realize he's there, I think. The arrow coming out. Oh, they're gonna know now, though. Excel. He was just trying to go for a little bit of a walk. Might be able to walk. Wait, no, the poison sting on here. It's going to be too much, especially UR's not going to let you walk away. Are you out of your mind? Quinn says, no, you're mine. And they'll jump back over into the back lines. They see that Michael's there. They'll be able to land the searing chains. The Walrus Punch comes out. That's a dead Mirana. That's a dead mid-tower. And this is looking like we're going to be seeing some more buildings going down, too, especially when you consider we still have that Aegis on Mr. UR.
Yeah, I feel like we have been treating this game as if Yor wasn't really there, and let's face it, that's what was necessary for Infamous to put up a good fight at all, but he is definitely online now.
I mean, Infamous was hoping, or rather, Quincy Crew was hoping that everybody forgot about UR, right? Because then he shows up at 20-something minutes, and he's just like, okay, I'm ready. Jumps forward again, finds himself a kill on Excel. Easy peasy. I hear a big epicenter in the back line, but it's not enough damage. They don't have anyone else here. Lelis going, he gets the ultimate off. Pepita is going to be next to Paul, followed up with Pakaz here. He's just trying, but he can't do a thing. Now's the time to buy back, I think, because they're going to probably just try to go for this finish. You are getting very, very hungry, very angry. GG indeed gets called. Quincy Crew, as expected, is going to be going to the grand finals here for the BTS Pro League. Pro Series, my bad.
Yeah, a little bit of a rockier start, but not all that much, honestly. You can see that Infamous is really working to pace themselves against this team that punishes them so harshly. But you can see every time that they're gaining some space, they're like, oh, we can play like normal again. And then Quincy Crew just slams the door shut in their faces, and they have to go back a square. Okay, we gotta play it careful. But that is not the same as being able to feel comfortable in this game and play this game for the win. Infamous were playing this just to stay in it. And I think that was a good goal for them, but just because of how outclassed they were. But at the same time, yeah, it's going to take a while still before Infamous can take down Quincy Crew, I think.
I mean, we've seen Infamous making leaps and bounds throughout the last month or so. But again, Quincy Crew, there's a reason why they are at the top. Their decision making is excellent. Their drafts are so solid. They look so good with them. And Infamous is getting there. And it's been a bit of a treat to watch, some of these other teams that they're fluctuating, right? Because some days, Zoomers, they look incredible and they made it to the grand finals, but then, the patch changed and they're having difficulties, kind of adapting, and then that makes it so that Crazy now has a chance to shine and try to unseat the crown, and Beast Coast is having trouble with being on land. So while Quincy Crew, people are like, oh, that's so boring, they're winning, they're always winning, they're gonna be in the grand finals, no problem. But the real interesting stories for me are what's below. And so Infamous had the chance, they've got the chance to play against Quincy Crew a couple more times now. I think, again, they're getting baited into playing Quincy Crew Dota. They need to play Infamous Gaming Dota. And when they do play Infamous Gaming Dota, you can see a whole other level of confidence coming through. But again, they need some more time to kind of figure out what their own play style is and then how to adapt properly to some of these other teams. But again, this is the upper bracket, guys. So Infamous is going to get another chance. I believe they'll be playing the winner of our next series coming up here. So, they'll have that time to go back to the drawing board and kind of figure out what they want to do, how they want to play. And hopefully, they'll get the rematch against Quincy Crew. But there are two other teams that are going to make them work for it, because I think our next game is Thunder Predator versus Crazy. And Crazy looked so good yesterday. They looked so on point. They had a couple little mistakes. Thunder Predator also, nothing to sneeze at. The problem sometimes comes in, sometimes likes to throw a little bit. They like to give their fans a little bit of a heart attack. I know Mr. Avo plus Darklight, he'll sit there and he'll be just like, oh my God, no, Minos, don't do it. But, both solid teams, both have a really good chance at making it to that lower bracket final, or they'll face off against Infamous. So that is going to be it for the upper bracket match, though. Any final parting thoughts on this, Kips?
Just that if people think that, it's boring watching one team win all the time, then they should just really look more at the details, really look at how they're squeezing the life out of these opposing teams, because we just saw Infamous run into a wall. Study those bricks. I mean, if it isn't your thing, then, I accept that. But I personally am a bit of a brick studier, so this was a very interesting series for me to watch. And I can't wait to see them in the grand finals.
All right, well, we're going to say goodbye to these teams for now, and we're going to shift gears over into the lower bracket. But first, we're going to take a short break.